This is Abe Friedtanzer from Awards Radar, and I'm thrilled to be speaking with Adrian Holmes about his role as Uncle Phil on Bel-Air. How are you, Adrian?
I'm fantastic, Abe. Thank you. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. It's really nice to be able to see you again. I spoke to you, I think it was maybe a week before the show started, before
Right.
we had really seen what people thought of it. And so it's nice to
Yeah.
revisit it now after the whole season.
Yeah, lots has changed.
So
For sure.
what is the reaction you've experienced from people about your performance?
Oh, it's just been so positive. Yeah, everybody's been so just supportive, on board. Just happy that to see such a positive Black man on screen. That's so inspiring and relatable. That's the thing we love and we pride on our show is that it has, it has so many identifiable qualities and as representation matters. So we really I think we did our job. We were definitely of service in that department for sure. So, but yeah, it's been so well received. I'm just so happy and so grateful.
I know that after I spoke with you, I talked to the showrunners who mentioned that when they were looking for an Uncle Phil, most people were just doing a James Avery impression. And so they were happy to find somebody like you who brought something new to the character.
Yeah, well, I would never in a million years think of coming in and doing a James Avery impression because, well, for one, that's not authentic. And that's exactly what the showrunners and Morgan Cooper wanted, us to all be aware of when doing our homework for our characters, was just to tap into ourselves and be as truthful and honest as we can be and as authentic. Because that's exactly what the original cast members did back in the 90s. And that's why the show was was such a quintessential show and just iconic because it really resonated with so many people on such a high level. But our mission, our assignment is to recreate that. I call it the remix. It's not a reboot. We're not going to be able to reboot that. It's like, it's a remix. We've got we've got a longer runway so that we can really flesh out the characters. We can really peel back the layers and really identify who these people are and their backstories and whatnot. So it's just fun to be able to be a part of that whole narrative because I grew up with the Fresh Prince, in real time. So if you were to ask me if I was ever going to be playing Uncle Phil, I would say, yeah, right, in a million years. But here I am, and I'm just excited and just grateful again. It's just that's beyond words. This whole experience has really been beyond words. But yeah, we've all just been really tapping into just being authentic and just creating our own, characters as opposed to filling their shoes. We're creating our own because it's virtually impossible to do what they did. And that wasn't the assignment that we were part of. So, yeah.
It's interesting also to hear from actors like Ollie, who said he wasn't born when The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air aired.
Yeah,
but he said that he actually caught up on it more recently, and it's fun to see how closely some of the storylines parallel each other, not just the overarching nature of the show. I think the relationship between Phil and Carlton is especially interesting because it doesn't have the same it's not being built the same way it is with Phil and Will. It already sort of exists and they've established something, but it still doesn't always allow them to talk to each other exactly as they should.
Right. Yeah. As you say, Carlton was the original Prince of Bel-Air before Will showed up. He's a very, popular, wealthy young man, but his friends, his environment is predominantly white. So he doesn't know what it's like to be around a lot of Black people and to interact. And, he was like, looking in from the outside and trying to fit in. When Will comes to Bel-Air and you have the clash of these two young men, both beautiful men in their own way, but they just come from completely different worlds and they're trying to assimilate. And there's a lot of, important conversations that's spawned out of that. And it's just so beautiful because so many people can relate to that. There's a lot of, because it answers the question, or asks the question, like, what is Black? What is being Black? People assume, the stereotype, this is what Black is, or that's what Black is. But Black comes in all shades, and it comes from all forms. You can be wealthy Black, you could be low income, middle class. I mean, and so it's like, I love how we've created a full spectrum of the Black experience, the Black diaspora. It's like, it's just so beautiful, and it answers a lot of questions that people have, but I just love that character. And yeah, with Phil, he sees that, he has been absent in Carlton's life, a little bit more than he should, because he's really driven, this campaign trail and everything like that. And so he's trying to make up for that. There's episodes where he's definitely trying to, reach out and be available to his son, and to have that relationship that he once had before. Phil is he's a very wise man. He's very he's a beautiful character. I just love playing him because he's a gentleman. He's a real gentleman in every true sense of the word. He is a gentle man. He's got class. He's got integrity. He's got high moral values, and he loves his family. He really loves. He comes from humble beginnings, and he knows that hard work works. Like, to get to where he is took a lot of work, and he was so driven. He had to be so driven, and he also has a beautiful, strong woman by his side, in Viv, and he doesn't take that for granted at all. So I get to grow and expand myself, Adrian, as I play this character. So it's great every day when I get to step into his shoes, and I just love the whole experience. Yeah.
I think one of my favorite moments is also one where he gets to prove that he is still relatable and doing the, fraternity dance. Was that fun?
Oh man, that was so much fun. That was definitely a highlight for me. I mean, there's so many great moments in the show, but that definitely is a staple that stands out for me while we shot. And then shout out to the Alpha Phi Alpha for being a part of the show and for embracing me as one of their own. Yeah, that was a powerful day. That was a powerful moment, and we had a lot of fun. I definitely won't be wearing dress shoes the next time we do that dance, if it happens next season, but because my knees was feeling that for a few weeks after. But yeah, just powerful, very, very powerful, and just show the brotherhood, and showing Phil connecting to his roots, and just being being with his boys. It was very liberating for him, because he hasn't gotten to do that in a very long time. And that's a testament to Will as well. That's right. Will's relationship and how he's impacted the family when he, coming from Philly. He's shown us how to be our authentic selves and how to really just take risks, And so, yeah, that's a beautiful quality that he has.
And I did just see that the writers posted that they're back in the writers' room for season 2. Is there anything you can preview? I'm sure there's not a lot, but anything you can preview about what to expect from Phil in season 2?
Oh boy. Well, he's going to figure out his new path, his new direction, and of course he's going to be supporting his wife in her art world. Yeah, obviously we got to figure out Will, what's where he's off to. We got to get him back on track, and so there's a lot of areas that a lot of interesting stories there that we can explore, and I'm excited. I the thing is, our writers are so good, and the thing about them too is that they write real stories. Like when they're in the writing room, like Morgan encourages everybody to come in with their stories, like so that we can implement them in the show, and that's why it's been so well received and so relatable, because there's something in there for everyone. There's a lot of little nuggets, within the episodes that, we can all take something from, So yeah, it's very smart, and just so happy to be on board.
That's wonderful. I think right after I confirmed this interview, I turned on Star Trek Strange New Worlds, and I was like, oh,
yeah.
whoa. So my first question is, are you trying only to do franchises that have like very, very ardent fans who might be very upset with what you're doing to their beloved characters?
Yes, that's exactly that's my MO. That's my plan. How did you know?
So what is it like to be part of the Star Trek universe?
Oh man, it's funny. I actually booked that role before Bel-Air. I shot season 1. Started in February of last year. Yeah, February of last year, and we started shooting Bel-Air in September of last year. So it's just ironic how these two characters came into my life, and they're both so, as you said, iconic, and are both from very, very powerful. Star Trek is from, it's the longest running sci-fi franchise in history. And, and Admiral April, I didn't know a lot about the character when I auditioned, but it was only after that I found out that he was the first captain of the Enterprise. And he was introduced in the animated series. So I'm the first to play him in the live action. So again, honored and just blown away to be on board of the Star Trek franchise. It's they've been so great and so welcoming to me as well. Shout out to Akiva Goldsman who directed the pilot, and Anson Mount and the rest of the cast. They were just fantastic. So yeah, they're shooting season 2 right now and back and forth. So it worked out. When I'm in hiatus of Bel-Air, I can go and put on the uniform and get beamed up.
Well, that's really great. It's great to be part of these two shows. I really appreciate you taking the time to speak with me today, and looking forward to seeing more of both of them.
Me too. And thanks for having me. I really enjoyed this time.
Of course. Take care. See you next time.
All right.